see the pair that got.
What do I owe the honour? So, will it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. It'd better all be here. Did you see that?
What are you making them skies then? An omen is what?
How may I help you today, client? You earned this.
Clive, what is it that you wish to learn? One must understand one's place in the world.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just the messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't.
I suppose...
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces, now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, The remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dhalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off Storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Or the moon, for that matter.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Let me guess.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have a few new notes that might interest you. Now this, I believe you will find most interesting. What subject shall we consider today?
Are we even safe here?
Pity those in the villages.
Are we even safe here?
pity those in the villages.
Are we even safe here?
pity those in the villages.
Are we even safe here?
pity those in the villages.
Are we even safe here?
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means... there's only two people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
How are you doing? Here you go. Always something in there.
take us unawares, did you?
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
It's dead now. Whatever. Come on.
That's better. Ready, girl? This might take a while. Dunk it. Around it. Thanks, Gal.
Forsaken soul, eh? Only those who have nothing here. Show it to your pockets.
Deserter turned outlaw. We were more similar than he knew.
What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. That it? Fine.
Sid! Your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costner's. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance it may still be possible to make them before presenting them with...
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves.
When all that fear and anger can...
It appears we have a plan. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly.
As you wish.
Your face... Don't worry. Victor and I will do most of the talking.
Play along.
What he means to...
Picture it, Conrad. Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free...
A pleasure, my lady.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canva.
Victor says that there aren't any men left to hire.
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And you know of the 7 high houses? There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys...
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalimil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of... that a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing...
I can't believe that, actually.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest cat. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not...
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something. Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens, which means that now, more than ever, if our humble town is to endure not only...
All right, if it will help to... But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Keep.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully, except with time, they may...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury.
I take it your scouts found the
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. All of...
You're not sick.
They don't just want food.
I have a favor to... I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups. One from the south and one from the dead.
Very well. Jill and I will meet them.
The rest, my friend, the city stakes I concede are high. But if this does not...
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throat.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands...
I thought you...
We'll hold them off for as long.
And we will...
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, you did well out there. The inn would have...
Without you, there would have been no line to... You saved us, Conrad.
We all saved.
Conrad seems to have had a...
I'd say they... I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either.
The plan, granted, it only took an army of bloodthirst.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united. As for you, Sid...
I'll take that as a...
So, where did you learn to... The bandits, maybe, no? Look what they've left us with.
Mummy. The gentleman of the town guard.
Anything I can interest you in? My thanks. Here you are. My thanks.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts.
I saw it with my own eyes.
If there are ghosts in the Royal Meadows, then why isn't the garrison dealing with them? I can't do it.
My lord. Milady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures and...
With the blue eyes. They've taken so many. I can't.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she...
Oh, no. She went...
Then we'll look for her there.
We could leave. The two soldiers were carrying another.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the... What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that, in case you have forgotten, the people of this, but more than that, they are your sisters, so you have a choice.
Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have.
What we have left is our lives.
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about it. I'll have a word with him.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive.
It was a noble effort. I thought you might still need some...
I'd like you to consider... What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared... and perhaps they did.
You're a pikeman, yes?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was in a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow.
Leave that to her.
But my family... They're still in the capital.
It's all right. Did you see the
creatures? They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then...
Do you remember where you...
On the road from Oriflamme.
It's all right. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Clive, look!
I see them. With me!
Should I prime?
Save your strength.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, it's...
Hearing that the Dame would look kindly on any man who commit... It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. Now me, I never needed convincing. I became and the people I love. Now, if you don't mind.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this is... But it has solved one. And...
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Martha. It's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is. Let the men know you come to help.
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place...
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
How do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akash, and they got wounded with them!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them.
You look after everyone here.
I will.
Mad dogs.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
Sir Wade.
Lord Rosfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Damn it!
Do you think we can hold...
We can certainly... Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do it.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't...
And yet again, you've pulled me...
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade.
I see you're...
Martha!
Is something...
The lookout saw smoke coming from down East Pool.
A second...
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make... You'll need to move the in...
Don't you worry.
The moment my men are safe, I'll...
Just patch me up as quick as...
I needed that.
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, Sir Wade. Shall we? Nice try. Do you see any more?
No.
But it won't be long before the...
Then we make for Mar...
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone. Hopefully we'll have enough.
How many of your men?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain, it's not a matter of if the Horde will be back.
The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable.
What do you say, Martha?
Well, when you put it...
My lord, there's someone...
Oscar, over here.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Well, go on, then. It's not for me to ask him.
Yes, Sir Wade. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I'm a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not... You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no... And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that, they're...
It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rod...
I would not have it any other way.
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest. Get it, boy!
Seems the hideaway's lost it.
Clive. Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?
What will it be today? Allow me to educate you. I have the details here. Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. All yours. Come again. I may have more for you.
Was wondering when you had owls from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the color of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua! Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid,
I can certainly try.
it's not who, but what. Mid-scales. The ones I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and my first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they which almost certainly means they...
Perhaps a...
I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. They were in the...
Seems the hideaway is lost its
Blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. You remember Ivan's stew, right? So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want...
I've never been one to... So...
A fried mortress of sky recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries.
Wow. That's a question of kindly old fella who...
Fine. And if he does, I'll see if...
You do that.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Valisthea, a culinary. The young man did a wonderful job with the chances.
That's actually why I'm here.
So the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the...
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a... I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback white.
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life.
Meaning that if I find one, I've...
Best of luck, and...
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right? You seem...
Oh, I don't know what... Oh, I think Nan might be in...
It's all right.
Forker saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of it, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially, I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she'd never give your...
Don't worry.
You let...
Of course. Lady Karen,
Not me.
you're doing...
What exactly? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you...
Just... all right.
Oh. Are you? And it...
All I know is that someone...
And what? You... Look. I've done things I'm not proud of. But that woman is no...
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me.
No.
Of course. I spoke that the rumors were unfounded, along with some other things. And while it sounds like she...
Oh, I knew Nan was... But why would people...
No, but people do things for all sorts...
Well, that trader, east, so that's where I'm going.
Are you sure that's wise?
Oh, but that...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they...
What do you reckon we should do? I say we...
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales.
No.
Well, not anymore.
And just how long hasn't...
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed up.
Miss Mididol?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja.
Miss Mididol said, the best way is...
Well, then your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but...
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom.
You three need to learn to take responsibility. So let's have a look at these parts with... All right. Every piece has its own role to play. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. You already know one of the pieces. The body. This is called the arm.
You're right. It looks...
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid?
I'll think about it.
Hold things.
Good thinking. These round parts are called...
I do. Molly uses... But these aren't for frying bangers, you... But what if I wanted to weigh goop?
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. Which... This tiny piece is what's...
I have. Miss Middledale's dungeon is...
She puts them in all her inventions.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make...
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple.
It's not my fault.
You know what parts... So, let's put the pieces together.
Not a bad idea. So, now that we've taken stock of the...
I think we've got...
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what...
Well, obviously you need to start...
And the arms go on the body, just like... And then the arm...
Very good.
Yes!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together.
That's right. We're Miss
Her hair.
Yeah. Hair's for the future.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Middledale and Miss Shirley.
You hear that?
Until then, though...
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot?
Did you see that? Tell me.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be... Well?
It was as you thought. They dismantled them to see...
Oh, no.
Thankfully she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching...
I'm so sorry. I shall see that the children...
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken... She'd have them follow in her foot.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in camp.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange to anyone else, it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing...
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
Ah, you've given them far more than that.
Seems the hideaway is lost.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into Tyre?
Rutherford. Where would he be among?
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canville was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
If all of us continue to work...
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strike.
The finest cell swords.
Could be I know something more.
Clive, I found someone who says he's a...
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price. Be they... Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged... And who will they all... Why, the good...
And you've seen this?
Aye. You'll find her right here,
Here in Dellum. Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market. But if you're not the patient type, you can... But it'd be a bolder man than me. Feeling bold, trapped. Now, if that's all...
Sorry to have kept...
You don't think Nan...
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places.
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks.
Good question.
And I'll visit this store.
All right.
You too, Goot.
Mummy?
What a mess. Where do we...
You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands now.
Ready, go? Run like the wind. Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it.
It was a fairly unconvincing. So,
That's up to die a slow death. Boys?
leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen. Go on.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his mate, he only wanted that bull of a manservant. You weren't even supposed to.
What were you going to...
The Borgwyn wanted him to get... I was only supposed to point the lamp. Then you'd... Well...
You're not worth... I need to find Good.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty pig!
Stop and stop spreading!
For they are not lies. Every last...
Goose.
He's gonna... He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime. Goots, was it? Only run along now.
No.
No.
I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't, or I'll...
Goose.
Enough!
But how did you...
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Well, the whole thing got me thinking. Who in Dalamil? Though it was just... I thought the years might have taught you some... What was it we called you?
You.
Everything. It was all... And now you'll fight... Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
You out of the way. So, you remember what you... And I... Wise words, and now... Sorry to keep...
Is he...
Dad, it's an easy going through life, one eye short of it. After all,
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that's what took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, But he crossed a line dragging poor Goop. It didn't hurt you.
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? But...
What if he does? Let's we take the other eye, then we work our way down. But something tells me... Right. Let's get you back to the app.
Remind me never...
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures...
To the meadows, then.
That's what they...
Faster!
Walkerty said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her.
My lord Marquis, is that... It is you. I am Sebastian Rutherford.
Of course.
Yes, my lord.
And what was so sensitive?
1,000 apologies, my lord.
It's all right.
I am here at tasked with learning what I am able, and what I have learned is grim. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. The gears of governance have ground to a halt. And with the realm threatened. Your lord uncle, however...
That sounds like...
It is. Hence my having...
Alas.
I have lost contact. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword. Yet in these dark times, even...
So you want me? I'll need to know whether...
One I sent to investigate the Republic.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Thank you, my lord.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy? The gentlemen of the town guard are strapped.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see it, so you can start by giving...
I already...
please.
I'll deal with it.
You that one?
Or you can go back to...
Oh, you... He hasn't had...
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but...
Much has changed in the Republican army.
You've seen this kind of thing?
Many times.
You're one of Rutherford. You sent me to...
Well, then you have my thanks. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but his men...
The captain is no more.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free.
What of the fists? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked.
Then it's worse than we... You should return to Rosaria.
I'll find a caravan heading... you won't mind if I...
Not at all. Now, if he was bound for Oriflamme... There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Filled a coffers, eh?
Come on.
Yeah!
You deserve a rest. What happened here?
If you're with... They've already relieved me of...
I'm not.
Then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the...
Of the Seven High House. It's been... Hello. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? I was on my way back from the old capital.
Bandits.
They looked more... It didn't matter in the end. I did what I...
Which way did they...
South.
All right. Found a note. You head back to Northreach. Visit the Vale.
Thank you.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
one's ours, pretty boy.
Nice try. Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to...
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you.
And stand by, as ill might...
It's just Clive, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a...
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even the market stalls are nearly bare. And when I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits...
Rockford, if you are to continue, you first...
I shall return to... But allow me to thank...
Don't thank me.
I suppose he'll be wondering. I shall send a Bistolus.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and tell Rutherford. I see
The rest's location of... Speaking of which, I received word...
I only happen to be in the... They both seem to think the realm's
I am afraid that Grim Storm is in crisis. And if we are to... And we must...
As it is mine.
Nothing like a dish of...
I didn't... I just thought...
Aye. Well, someone had to. Reckon the both of us. You've always been... And I'd have you stay that way.
Oh, well...
Why, you fine.
Thanks.
There's nothing he wouldn't...
That's as maybe. He'll need to start looking out till then. He'll need people to watch his back.
Of course.
Stop it. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours.
Seems the hideaways lost it.
So?
I did, and he was...
And what precisely will I be cooking up?
Blueback wyvern liver. And...
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, now then. You stay... Let's hope these grand old... And here we have it. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption.
And rightly so.
So...
What? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. It is a tour de force. A force of nature.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might...
Decent. It's remarkable. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure...
I'll give it some thought. Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
Ugh!